second breakfast is officially scheduled. Hello to my Christian book-loving community here on YouTube. I am way too excited about today's announcement video. I have been working on this for the last several months, and the time has come that I can talk about what it is that I've put together for this community. So a huge thing that I really want to focus on in the year 2026 is community and connection within this group here on YouTube. This little community has absolutely blown me away over the last few months with how encouraging and uplifting you guys have been to me, and I truly just want to get to know you on a more personal level and to have a deeper connection with you. And I was thinking of how can I do that? The awesome thing about the internet nowadays is we can connect with each other online, and I want to get to know you deeper past just little comments and passing. Like, I want to pray for you, I want to know what's going on in your life, I want to know everything you're reading and loving and all that kind of stuff. So today's announcement video is talking about two things. First, the Lord of the Rings read-along for 2026, which I'm calling the Tea in the Shire. So we will be reading Lord of the Rings together, and I'll tell you how that works here in a minute. And within that, I am launching my very own Patreon, and I'm honestly so very nervous about this, but I have had several friends on YouTube encourage me, my husband encouraged me to start this Patreon, so I will talk to you about what all of these things are as we go through the video. Let's first start with the Lord of the Rings read-along. So this is going to be Tea in the Shire 2026. Several months ago, I had posted on my community page that I have never read the Lord of the Rings series in full, and this is a Christian YouTube channel and I love fantasy, so it almost kind of feels like I need to have read this. So I thought it would be way fun to do this with you. So my original proposition was to either read one of these a month from January to April, or one a quarter, so one every 3 months. And it was kind of closely tied between the two. I think it was like 60-40. So what I decided instead is that we will read one book every 6 weeks for the first half of the year. We're going to start with The Hobbit, January to mid-February. Somewhere on the screen I'll put the schedule so that way you can see when we'll be reading each book and when the discussions are. So we will read one book every 6 weeks, and then we will have a live book club discussion here on my YouTube channel that everybody is welcome to attend. So you guys will not be on camera. I'll be the only one on camera, and maybe I'll have a guest on camera with me, and then everybody else is just going to be in the live chat. So I'll ask questions and we can all discuss the book together. And so that is going to be the base of how this is going to work. We're absolutely going to have ways to build off of this, because if you know, Lord of the Rings was written by a Christian author, and there is a ton of allegory. So allegory is Christian themes kind of woven into a fantasy book. Like, there are characters in here that are supposed to represent like Jesus because maybe they have a redemption, they're redeemers in this. I don't know the full scope of it because obviously I haven't read it yet. I want to be able to dive into those types of things too, and it's kind of challenging to figure out one way online to do all of this. So this is where Patreon comes into play. So Patreon, if you're not sure what this is a monthly subscription service in which there are different tiers. So to join the basic book club group, anybody can join for free. So you just go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/kayslibrary, and you can just sign up and join for free, and that is where I will update on the live discussions. After the Lord of the Rings, we will continue to have book clubs, and you can still join the monthly book club and live discussion for free. So there is absolutely no charge to join and be a part of the book club community. I wanted to make this as accessible to everybody as possible because I know not everybody can afford subscription services or things like that. Everybody can join the book club, everybody is welcome. Now I have two other tiers. So the very first tier of the Salt and Light Reader Society Patreon group is going to be the reading table. So this is a $3 a month subscription, and then I think there might be tax on there, so make sure you pay attention to that when you sign up. But it's $3 a month, and with this tier you get to have access to the monthly Christian fiction book club. Also, I just need to note, for the first 6 months of the year, like through June, Lord of the Rings is our book club book. After the first 6 months, this is kind of the launch and the kickoff, just to make things easier on me as I'm learning and navigating the system. After then, we will actually start voting on a monthly book club book, and they will all be Christian fiction books. So not clean fiction, but just solely Christian fiction books. Every single month we'll get to vote if you are a part of one of the paid tiers. So you'll have voting power on that book club book. So that's one of the perks, that if you decide to sign up for an actual tier, you get voting power. In the reading table, I will send out a monthly newsletter, just my favorite books or favorite things, maybe updates. Maybe I'll be shouting out people within the Salt and Light Reader Society community. I'm not 100% sure what that's going to look like, but I will be sending out a monthly newsletter. Maybe I'll have playlists on there, or maybe a study. I'm not 100% sure, but I plan to put things of value in there for you, and also ways to encourage our community, things like that. So monthly newsletter, that could be a plethora of different things. So that will go out to the reading table tier. And then also, when we have our book club books, I wanted to somehow make some kind of devotional to go along with our book. So I'm calling it a faith reflection on our book club books. So basically, I will take the Christian book that we're reading, or for the first 6 months we'll be going over Lord of the Rings. I will be taking the book, and then I'm going to try to do a deep dive on each book, on the faith threads that really went through that, maybe scripture that were quoted through the book, or maybe scriptures that the book reminded me of. So I will be diving into the deeper faith side of the books that we're reading. I don't know if it's going to be a newsletter that's going to go out. I don't know if it's going to be like a PDF, but I'm somehow going to be sending you guys a faith reflection on our book, and that will go to the tiers. And then the other most exciting thing is a Discord community. So if you're not sure what Discord is, I'm going to put a screen recording up here, but Discord is a private chat messaging type of server. So within the Discord community, there are going to be several sections that you'll see. So you'll sign up, you'll make an account. There are basically different chats that you can enter. So there's going to be a chat for introducing yourself. So you go in, introduce yourself as you come into the community, and then we're going to have a bookish discussion chat. So you can talk about what you're currently reading, because sometimes you're in the middle of a book and you just really need to talk about it. So this is the place to go to talk about what you are currently reading. And then there's going to be a spot for Christian fiction book recs and Christian nonfiction book recs. So if you just finish a book and you're like, man, I need somebody else to read this book, this was so good, this is a place you can go and say, hey guys, I just finished this. This was a 5-star. This was amazing. Somebody please read this. So you can go on there and recommend books to the community. And then I'm also going to have a faith and encouragement section. So if you have any prayer requests that you need, go and put them in the community chat for under prayer requests, because we want to be lifting each other up in prayer. We want to be encouraging one another. And I just thought that was something that would be beneficial for everybody to add, is that prayer request section. And then we're also going to have a faith chat section. So if you are just in your daily Bible study and you kind of have an aha type of moment, or something just seemed really profound, or the Spirit just puts it on your heart that you need to share a certain message about something you just learned, go to the faith chat in Discord and then share what you're learning with the Lord. It's just, again, another way we can lift each other up within the community. And then I'm going to have 2 more sections, and this is just the community and extras. So if you are on social media, say you have Instagram, BookTube, or anything like that, go share your social media, because I want to be following you. Even if you're not like a Bookstagram, if you're okay with me following you on like Instagram, I want to connect with you in that way too. So just go and share your social medias that you have. If you're okay with people friending and following you on there, if you'd rather remain private, totally fine, totally understand, but I'd like to connect with you if possible. And then we're also going to have what I'm calling the cozy corner. So this is just the day-to-day chat. If you literally like had a really good salad for lunch and you want to share it, feel free to share it. This is just the chat, the daily chat for our community, where everybody can just come together and connect, just talk on a daily basis. I thought this would be a great way to add a huge genuine part of the community to where we're getting to know one another, and we can just have fun together and pray with each other, talk about books, uplift each other, and then also just share the awesome things going on in our everyday life. When it comes to Discord, I will be having a specific chat for each book club book. So we're going to start with The Hobbit in January. The Hobbit will show up as a chat category, and then I'm going to break it down by chapter. So chapter 1 to 5, chapter 6 to 10, or however I decide to break it down. So as you're reading the book, you can go through and actually share your thoughts as you're reading the book with other people that are at the same place as you. Because when it comes to Tea in the Shire, I am not having it set, we're reading these chapters this week, these chapters this week, these chapters this week. Read it at your own pace within the 6-week window before the live stream for the book club. So as you're reading, if you want to share your thoughts, you can do so without being spoiled from somebody who's read further in the book from where you are. Hopefully that makes sense. So I think that will be a really great way with not only the Tea in the Shire read along, but also with future book club books. I plan to keep that same thing going. So as you're reading a book, if you're like, man, this character's making me so mad, I need to talk about this, you can go to the part that's within the section of the book that you've completed and you can share your thoughts, so that way you don't have to hold everything in, you don't have to worry about forgetting to share your thoughts, and it's just another way for us all to connect with the book as we're reading the book. So Discord is truly such an amazing thing, and I'm really probably the most excited about that specific element of all of this. All of those things that I just mentioned, I'll put it on the screen here so you can see, will be under the reading table tier on the Salt and Light Reader Society Patreon. And then the next tier, and this is the highest cost tier that I have, and that is $5 a month. So with this, you get everything from the previous tier. So you get the voting rights, you get the Discord access, you get the monthly newsletters and faith reflection, but then also I'll do weekly live stream reading sprints with you. So if you're not sure what reading sprints are, it's basically where I'll send you a private link to a YouTube live stream. I'll be the one that's live on camera, and then if any of you guys that are a part of Salt and Light Reader Society just want to come on live stream with me, you're welcome to. And then what we'll do is we'll just get together, talk about the books that we're reading. You'll be in the chat and you can live chat, and then we will have like a 30-minute timer, and then over that 30 minutes everybody's reading or doing something productive or just getting things done that they need to get done when they need more motivation. And then we'll come back together after that 30-minute timer, and then we will chat some more and just be like, how'd you do that sprint, and just talk about what's going on. And then we might have a 45-minute sprint, and so usually these go on for a couple hours. That is something that will be included in the upper tier. But I also want to know, I do want to try to do at least one live stream reading sprint a month for every single tier. So tiers, and then also just the community here on YouTube, because I understand not everybody can afford paying a monthly subscription, and I want to make this community as accessible, and I don't want people to feel left out because they can't afford to pay or something, because I know what that's like, and I want everybody to be involved. So I'm going to try to do at least one monthly reading sprints for everybody on my YouTube channel. That is something that's just important to me to note, that I want everybody to be involved and feel included in the community as much as they can. With the Lamplit Circle, that's the highest paid tier. I don't think I mentioned that. And within the Lamplit Circle, we will do weekly reading sprints. And then the other perk of being a part of the Lamplit Circle is that I will have a biannual readathon and giveaway. We will have 2 readathons a year. So this first readathon that I'm doing with, it's like more of a read along with the Lord of the Rings read along. This one is just open to everybody because I want everybody to feel welcome and a part of the community right off the bat. After we're done with the Lord of the Rings, that is when we will start voting on book club books per month, having monthly live streams, and then I will have 2 biannual readathons a year for the people in the Lamplit Circle. I wanted to try to make this as fair as possible across the board, and honestly, when it comes to having these paid tier type things, I just want you to know that this is not me just trying to make money off of anybody in the community. The way that I want to do community, unfortunately, the community costs things to be able to run it, and I am mostly a stay-at-home mom. I work in a salon one night a week and I take one client a week, so I really really don't make that much money through the salon. So this is just my way to be able to afford to have the community in general. So I hope that makes sense. Sorry, this video is kind of rambly, kind of all over the place. I am so new to all of this and I just want it to be the best experience for you guys to do this community. It's something that I'm just going to have to learn as I'm going. So I just want to apologize in advance that I know not everything is going to be perfect right off the bat. We're learning together and I just appreciate your support and your want to jump in and be a part of the book club, be a part of the Patreon, and be a part in whatever capacity you can or are comfortable with. I can't wait to read Lord of the Rings, to understand all the references. So I have read the first book, not The Hobbit. I have read The Fellowship of the Ring, but that's it. That was several years ago, so I don't even completely remember it all. So I'm excited to read it all within 6 months. And I think 6 months is a good time frame because you're not rushing to read it, but it also gives you plenty of time to digest the information if you are a slower reader. I feel like that was a good middle ground between once a month and once every 3 months. If you have any questions about this whole Patreon, this whole book club, please feel free to ask me. If you need something clarified, please leave that in the comments. I thank you so much for your continual support here on this YouTube channel, again, in whatever capacity you are able to support. I so appreciate you and I see what the Lord is already doing within this community, and I'm just excited to watch the community grow even more and connect deeper in 2026. I'm so excited to read Lord of the Rings. Like, this has just been something that's been on my heart, and this has been a dream of mine for years, just to have a group of like-minded book lovers together that also love Jesus. So if you made it this far in the video, please leave me in the comment section a dragon emoji. Wait, are there dragons in Lord of the Rings? I have no idea. See, I'm gonna find that out. Just leave me a dragon. It's fine if it's not in there. We can laugh at this later after the read along if there are no dragons in Lord of the Rings. And if you're planning to be a part of the book club, if you're planning to be a part of the Patreon, let me know how you're wanting to get involved, because I would love to have you. I'd love to see you, and I'd love to get to know you better one-on-one, more closely. As always, I appreciate you so much, and I thank you so much for watching this channel, and I hope you have the best week, and I will see you for our Lord of the Rings read along. Bye!